Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to another Henrico's Environmental Action Resource Team podcast. My name is Jeff Weidel, and I'm super excited to be here because every time we get together, we get to share about what's happening in Henrico County with the environment. So today, I've got a special guest. She is Sam Hudson, and Sam is the Sustainability Division Director. Sam, thanks for coming out today.
Thanks so much for having me, Jeff.
All right. Well, to date this, happy Friday.
Yes, TGIF.
Well, so today we are going to be talking about something that I'm really excited about, and that is the Henrico County Climate Action and Adaptation Strategy. So, Sam, if you could tell me, we also are referring to it as CAAS. What is CAAS?
Sure, Jeff. So CAAS is the first of its kind that the county has done. It is a strategy for the county to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions, which means reducing those harmful gases that are emitted into the air by, say, cars, electricity generation, and things like that. The CAAS also has a component that is focused on adapting to extreme heat. So that's one of the major impacts that we're experiencing from climate change.
Right.
And so the CAAS lays out our strategy for adapting to that.
Right. And I understand as well that it's also part of making Henrico a more resilient community.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Very good, very good. So, so who's involved with this project? I understand that it's involving what Henrico County could potentially do, but there's other stakeholders involved as well, right?
So yes, absolutely. Our stakeholders are both internal to the county, so our county staff, our county employees, as well as folks in our community. So our residents, people who live, work, and play in Henrico County have a stake in this strategy.
Right. And because it is Henrico County, is this, so I guess the question maybe what I'm thinking about is this a Henrico strategy, or is it a regional, or is it both? Or is it neither?
This is specific to Henrico County.
Okay.
So Henrico did take part in the Plan RVA Climate Action Plan. So we were a significant partner in the Plan RVA Climate Action Plan. And so what we found is that we really need Henrico-specific actions and strategies that we can take to mitigate against climate change and adapt to the changing climate.
Right. And the Plan RVA, how does that fit in? Was there a study that was done that is helping us with kind of a baseline for some of this?
Yeah, absolutely. Plan RVA actually, over the last 3 years, they completed 2 different climate action plans. They completed sort of a bigger picture, what they referred to as a priority climate action plan.
Right.
And then they drilled down a little bit more specifically into creating what is referred to as CCAP, or the Comprehensive Climate Action Plan. And so Henrico County actually has a very solid starting point for its climate action strategy. So we're really building from that Plan RVA work.
Right. So I understand there's 2 other components that you all are looking to, or we are looking to put into this, and that is there's 2 survey groups that we're looking to get into.
Yes, yep. So we have a survey that is open to the public. And so we've been trying to get the word out about that through all of our social media and through our various networks. We also have an internal staff survey that we are also providing out to our staff so that they can provide input. Another group that is involved with the CAAS is the county's new Sustainability and Resilience Advisory Committee. So this is a committee that was newly formed by our Board of Supervisors. We have just begun meeting. There are 10 appointees from each of the supervisory districts.
Right.
And the SRAC, as we refer to them, are serving in a very important advisory capacity for the CAAS.
Great. So there are 2 opportunities for public input. online and then public meetings. Let's talk a little bit about the online survey.
Sure. So the online survey is open through March 16th. So there's still plenty of time for folks to log on and provide their responses. What we're really looking for in that is input on what the county should be prioritizing.
And so again, I think that's one of the cool things about this whole process is that we really are trying to listen to the community, to hear their voice, and to see what's important to them. So if you are interested in doing that online survey, I'll go ahead and give you all the address. It is henrico.gov/GENSERV/sustainability-division. And so what should people expect on that survey? What is it like?
Sure. So the survey can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. So
Okay.
you will need to carve out a little bit of time to sit down with it. And it asks some very general questions to start with,
Right.
so we can get an understanding of who it is that's responding. And then it goes into a series of ranking questions. So we're asking the community to tell us what's most important to them. And then there's also a question where community members have the opportunity to tell us how to spend an imaginary 5 million climate bucks.
Right.
And so that's also sort of a fun component of it, but it really does help us to prioritize what the county is focusing on.
Right. And speaking of focusing on things, one of the things that I know the county has really been embracing is equity and inclusion. And because of that, we have a series of public meetings that people can go to that they're set up as more of a town hall type of a platform. Can you explain a little bit about what some people are going to be experiencing?
Sure, sure. So our public meetings are going to be occurring over the next 3 weeks, and the public meetings are intended to be really open house format, so community members can come in. They have an opportunity to learn about different aspects of climate change and more specifically actions that they might be able to take in their individual lives. And so what we have found through the Plan RVA Climate Action Plan was that outreach and education was a very important component of the region being able to move the needle when it comes to climate change. And so we really have designed these open houses as a way to share more about what community members can do.
Right.
But then we're also asking community members to let us know what they feel comfortable doing, what they might need more information on, what they might need us to connect them with different resources in order for them to accomplish or undertake any of the actions that are laid out.
Right, and this is Henrico County is definitely experienced with getting public opinion and using public input to help us decide what the future of the county is. But as far as this approach is kind of new with sustainability, and it's exciting because it's showing that we are really moving the needle forward, as they say, with this type of thing. So it's really exciting. So related to these meetings is we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get to them. We have scheduled 5 meetings altogether that one will be in each of the magisterial districts. And I'm going to go ahead and read off the schedule right now. So we have starting Thursday, February 19th from 6:30 to 8. There will be a meeting at Verina Area Library. Thursday, February 26th from 5 to 6:30 at the Glen Ellen Branch Library. Monday, March 2nd from 4:30 to 6 o'clock at Tuckahoe Library. Tuesday, March 3rd, 5:30 to 7 at Fairfield Area Library. Thursday, March 12th, 5 to 6:30 at the Twin Hickory Library. So we're really trying to get opportunities for people to let us know how they feel. So it's important. So probably one of the last things I wanted to get into is what is the timeline on this whole process?
Sure. So we will complete our public engagement process in March. And our plan is to then work on a draft of the climate action strategy. And that will be published in early summer. And then there will be another opportunity for public input and public comment on what we've prepared. And then we're really aiming to finalize the strategy this summer in 2026.
Very good. Anything else?
Nope, just so excited for this project.
That's great.
Yep.
That's great. Well, if people want to get some more information about this, we have a couple of resources. Again, they can go to the sustainability website, which again is henrico.gov/genserve/sustainability-division. And also, if you just at any point in time want to email the sustainability office, their email is sustainability@henrico.gov. And yes, this is a Heart podcast. So if anybody would like to have more information about our organization, you can go to henrico.gov/heart. And for people that are able to watch, but people that are just listening, once again, we have our mascot, Stuart the Turtle, on the table here. And Stuart is our mascot, and he wants us to be good stewards of the environment. So, Sam, thanks again. I really appreciate you coming out today.
Thanks so much, Jeff.
And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Take care.